YouTube, Shinobi here with a review of the Figma Samus Aran or Aran or various other pronunciations over the course of this series, but I'm going to stick with Aran just because that's how I was used to saying it. So, good old Samus from the Metroid series. Figma Max Factory has decided to work with Nintendo to make various figures from Nintendo franchises. The first one is Samus. Next up is Link, which is supposed to come out in November, but knowing Figma's getting delayed, it'll probably come out in December, possibly January. With Pit, we've seen a grayscale prototype of Pit from Kid Icarus Uprising. So we'll hopefully be getting that one after Link. We haven't had any other news besides that. But box is the typical Figma length box, done in a nice yellow color to match Samus. Got Samus back here. Product number 133. There's that many Figmas out on the market. All the stuff that she can do. Samus back here. Very cool. And this is the Samus model from Other M. Think what you will about Other M, but I enjoyed the game for what it was. I thought it wasn't that bad, but apparently other people thought it was god-awful, which is fine. You're entitled to your opinions. I don't particularly notice too big a difference between the Other M model and other models because I really didn't pay too much attention to the various suit. But apparently it's different or something. Some people were complaining. I don't know. But anyway, very, very cool figure. So articulation-wise, obviously these the little ball portions on her shoulders are a hindrance. Thankfully, they can circle all the way. The only real hindrance is trying to do anything higher than that. Those are really the only hindrance balls cause, despite being so large. Obviously, you have a little bit of shoulder bumping into chest armor bits. But really, it's nothing that will be too big of a hindrance or get in the way or anything like that. Head articulation, you can try to get it all the way around. I wouldn't recommend it. But you can get a variety of different head poses, but given the fact that Samus's helmet's so large, then you don't really need her to look that far over her shoulder or anything like that anyway. She can just tilt her body. That's why we have joints. Speaking of joints, you have the typical Figma joint right here, which I really do love this style of joint. It's a single joint, but it kind of acts like a double joint in terms of how far it can go. So it really is a great joint. Right here, you've got the same joint over here working with the gun. Lots of movement in the body. She can actually do a full rotation if you really needed her to for some reason. So lots of movement there. Ball and socket joint right there at the hips. So nothing really too surprising right there. You do get a little bit of a thigh swivel. Same style of joint right there, except down at the leg. So a single joint that acts like a double joint. And the fact that you can get this much range with one joint is very cool. And then down here you've got a very similar style joint for the ankle. Plus you have some back and forth swivel, plus the toe swivel. So lots and lots and lots of articulation. Granted, she does have balancing issues given how top heavy she is. So you are going to run into a little bit of issues with doing some action stances, but the accessories got you covered for that. We'll take a look at that in a second. Here's the back. Got the jet boosters back here. A hole for the Figma stand, which we'll take a look at. The green lights down here. The paint that they use is all very metallic gloss. It looks absolutely gorgeous. And I have to give props to Max Factory on that. The paint that they chose for Samus is absolutely awesome looking. So for accessories, you have 4 additional hands. You have a thumbs up hand, a relaxed hand. It looks like kind of a weapon holding hand, but she doesn't come with anything that would use a hand like that. So it's more or less kind of like a looser, punchy hand, maybe, something like that. Not sure really why they decided to go for something like that. A splayed out kind of bracer hand. And I think I went through all of the hands now. Yeah, I did. So you got these 4 hands along with the Figma hand holder. So that's always fun. Love the fact that they include those. The morph ball which is, I think, a really fun accessory. It doesn't open or anything like that. It is just the morph ball. It rolls around. So I think that's a pretty nice accessory. It does have a hole right here for the Figma stand. So if you wanted to make the morph ball jump or something like that, you can do that. So very cool little bonus accessory. I do like the fact that they included that. You have a charged shot muzzle for the gun. You just pull this one out and pop that one in. So now you can do the charged beam. Speaking of beams, you do have a double shot, which I assume is kind of like the charged shot, and a single shot of the beams. As you can see, this one is a lot shorter because the rest of it is currently stuck in this. I put it in there because that's what you're supposed to do. I was like, okay, let's plop it in there, and I put it in there, and then it got stuck. I could not get it out for the life of me, and I was pulling, and it went, and now it's stuck in there, which is fine. I mean, it doesn't bother me any. This one is still completely usable with the charge shot one. There's enough of it left in there to brace itself in there. So you can still do that. I'm not going to shove this one all the way in this because I don't want to lose the functionality completely, but as you can see, it does fit right in there. Just kind of be careful with it. Mine was probably a singularity case and I was just stupid, but just beware when you're doing that. Obviously, you get the Figma accessory bag because that's what Figmas do. They come with bags, which I think is actually really cool. Even though I'm probably going to take this bag and put it in a different bag, but I'm strange like that. Plus the Figma stand, so it just says Figma Action Figure Series, and it doesn't say Samus or anything on there like that. It does say 2010 copyright Nintendo, because that's when Other M came out. So you do get the Nintendo copyright on here, so I guess that makes it a little bit unique, even if it doesn't say Samus. So, to pose her, you just kind of push the stage right into her back, and you can have her just a normal standing pose. You can do all sorts of different poses. So, let's go ahead and do some poses while I wrap this up. One thing worth noting is the fact that the hand right here on the stage is a little bit loose. She's a pretty heavy figure given all the armor. So you might have a little bit of difficulty with the stand. You might need to try to tighten up that joint a little bit with some clear nail polish or something like that. But if you hit the sweet spot just right, it does hold very well. So this is an absolutely fantastic figure. If you're a Metroid fan, there's no reason to not pick this up. Even if you hate Other M and despise it like some sort of burning devil child, this is still a great, great figure. Probably the best Samus figure we're ever going to get in our lifetimes. So I really do absolutely love the figure. The effect parts that they give you with the blasters, as long as you don't break them, are absolutely cool. You get the charge shot, you get the beams, you get the morph ball. Morph ball in particular is really cool. Plus some additional hands. So, really, they got you all bases covered with this thing. There really isn't too many other things that she could have included that would have made it completely worthwhile. I guess you could do ice shots or some missiles, since they didn't really include any of the missile firings or anything. So, there's a couple things that they could have included that would have made it a bit more of a complete package. But as it is, I see no real reason to skip this. A lot of online Japanese retailers are currently sold out of her. I know AmiAmi and Hobby Link Japan are both sold out of her. Big Bad Toy Store does have an American release run for $50 right now. It's not out yet. I assume it's going to be coming out fairly soon, given the fact that this one's out in Japan already. So that looks like your best ticket on trying to get this. Or you could hit up eBay and see how the prices are over there as well. So there are a couple different ways to still get this, even though a lot of the Japanese retailers are currently sold out. I guess there is a chance of a release down the line, but I would try to secure it with the American release if you really wanted to get this figure. I think the only thing that probably could have made this release absolutely complete would be a kind of, I guess, an anime style, because that's usually what Figma does, of just normal Samus's head, human Samus. I think that would have been a really neat little addition. But I'm not going to knock down points or anything for it. But it's just something that crossed my mind as I was posing. Very, very cool figure. Metroid fan, absolutely pick it up. Awesome. I can't wait for Link, given how huge of a Zelda fan I am. Pit looks cool too, and I do hope they get to some other franchises. Like Mario would be absolutely awesome, I think. Along with some other Zelda characters like Link, they're doing Link, Zelda herself, Sheik, Wind Waker Link, anything. Very cool. The possibilities are endless. I just hope Max Factory is able to get to a lot of our beloved Nintendo characters. So you can check out shukinshobi.com for latest updates on my reviews and hauls, and of course check out ridersrangersandrambles.com, the podcast bringing the latest Toku news in the craziest way possible. So take care and have a great one. Bye.